Craig, our Core 4 focus today is all about the players. You've ranked the top 50 NHL players under the age of 24 as of the start of the NHL season. At number one, not Connor Bedard, it's Jack Hughes. Has Bedard's slow start to the season cost him that number one spot, or has Hughes elevated into it?
Well, you know, it's a great question because we're always trying to strike the balance. We're trying to strike the balance between what a player is and then the potential of the player. When we're talking about Bedard and Hughes, we're talking about AAA players. What does that mean? Superstars. We're talking about first overall picks. So the teams that selected them are expecting these players to be significant difference makers for their team. And what you see now with Bedard, it's not about did he have a slow start, did he have a strong start. It's about what we're trying to project with respect to what a player's capabilities are. And we still see Connor Bedard's capabilities as really high. But Jack Hughes is doing it right here, right now. He's gone from 2 years ago to number one. So there is an elevation in Jack Hughes' game. But that's the balance we're trying to strike throughout this whole list, throughout this whole exercise. We have to consider potential, and we also have to look at where the players are at presently and how they're performing. And Jack Hughes is elite. He's a superstar. He's leading the New Jersey Devils. I believe that Connor Bedard will do that in the future. It's just not right now. So if we're talking about the best player under 24 in the Core 4 under 24, it's Jack Hughes.
All right, speaking about potential, you brought that up, so I'm going to follow up on that. At number 3, you have Macklin, Celebrini of the Sharks. He's only played a handful of games this year in the NHL because of injury, yet you still have him at number 3. What is it about his game that's got you convinced he should still be that high?
Well, so I'll say this. Everything about his game is convincing. And then you start to look at the accomplishments over the last 2 years. I mean, that just gives you even more conviction that he is that good and a AAA player superstar. You know, the best player in the USHL is a 16-year-old. The best player in the NCAA is a 17-year-old. And now stepping into the NHL. And in a very short sample size, you're looking at Celebrini as being capable, more than capable of doing that. He will only get better. There is no reason to doubt the likes of Macklin, Celebrini, or Connor Bedard for their potential. And when you look at the fact that they were first overall picks, clear-cut first overall picks, let me make that clear as well. There's no question that Macklin Celebrini has everything that you would want in a player to build your team around, to build your franchise around, and to be that superstar number one center.
Still on the potential theme, Timmy Stutzle of the Sens. Right now, he's 4th on the list. Do you think he's got the potential to make his way up that list? And if so, how high?
Well, I mean, he's 4. So how high? Could he go to 3? Could he go to 2? Could he go to 1? Yeah, he could move into that category because he's dynamic. I mean, we look at what Tim Stutzle did a couple seasons ago. We look at what he's doing now. And again, we're looking at a larger sample size. And with Tim Stutzle, I don't think there's any question that he possesses those qualities, those attributes, the skills to be that significant player that can move up. And certainly the Ottawa Senators are hoping he can do that. And there's no doubt in my mind that Tim Stutzle can do that based on all the qualities that he possesses.
The Montreal Canadiens have an incredible 6 players in the top 50, more than any other NHL team. Are the Habs finally on the verge of turning the corner in their rebuild, Craig?
Yeah, well, what I would say is there's different stages of a rebuild, Gino. And the first part of it is like recognizing and understanding that there's going to be some painful days ahead. And that's what's happened with the Montreal Canadiens on the ice in the NHL. But what they've done is they've got really good young players into their system, really good young players into their system. And if you don't get the good young players in your system, the rebuild's going to go on forever. You'll be in rebuild mode forever. The Montreal Canadiens have moved through this period of acquiring significant talent in their organization at all the important positions. And so now, as they grow, as they mature, and as they come together, there's already players in the NHL, but some of the younger players are going to move into that spot, and I think that the Montreal Canadiens are well on their way to being a really good team. Is it going to happen this year? No. Is it going to happen next year? I don't think so. But there's no question in my mind that the path that they chose, they have made the right decisions to have conviction, and they had the courage to do it, but they have the conviction now that this will pay dividends.
At least there's room now for some optimism. For a much deeper look at TSN's annual Core 4 project, be sure to visit tsn.ca.